My name is Milan Doloria. In this video, I will explain you theory part of chapter number 1. Our chapter number 1 is integers. Okay. Initially, in previous standard, we have learned about a natural number. Okay. Natural number. What is natural number? That means a 1, 2, it start with 1. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to infinite. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right. This is a natural number. Natural number is starting with 1. Okay, and all are the positive numbers. This is natural numbers 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 up to infinite. Then we learn about a whole number, right? Whole numbers start with 0. Okay, then 1 2 3 4 up to infinite. Okay, this is whole number 0 1 2 3 4. Whole number is start with 0. Okay, then here we learn about integers. Okay, in integers negative numbers are also there. That means -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, integer numbers start with infinite number, then -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, here decimal number is not there. That means 1.5, 2.3, this type of numbers are not here, not included in the integer numbers. Okay, integer, that means our whole number, but we also have here negative numbers. Okay, so minus infinite, -5, -27, -50, all are the integers. -3, -2, -1, and also positive numbers. That means 127, 1654. Okay, all are the integers number. In integer, we do not include the decimal numbers. Okay, here negative numbers are there, 0 is even there, positive numbers are also there. Okay, these are the integer numbers, and all these integer numbers is called a set of integer numbers. It is represented by z. Okay, alphabet z represents integer number, set of integer numbers. That means in z, z includes all these numbers, negative numbers, 0, positive numbers, all. Okay, for natural number n is there. N represent 1 2 3 up to infinite. Then w, it is whole number which is start with 0, 0, 1, 2, 3 up to infinite. And z represents integer numbers. It start with infinite, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3 up to infinite. Okay, n means natural number, w whole number, z integer number. It is called set. Okay, set is always written in this curly brackets. Okay, and each number is separated by this comma. Okay, so first 1 2 3, this is called the set of natural number. It is represented by n. Okay, the second thing, it is called a set of whole number. It is represented by w. And last one is set of integer number. It is represented by z. Okay, now we need to learn about the properties of the integer numbers. Okay, and first of all, closure property. Okay, now what is a closure property? Closure property means what? If we take two rational number, okay, then we need to do any algebraic operation, and if we get the integer number as an answer, then it is called closure property. Okay, it means if we take two integer numbers, that means 2 and 3. Okay, 2 plus 3, if we use the addition process, then answer is 5. So here we take two integer numbers and we also get answer as a integer number. So this is closure property. Addition is close under the integer numbers. Okay, so this is a closure property. Here if we take two integer number and if we get the answers even integer number, then it is called closure property. Closure property is applied here. Okay, so first of all, for the addition process, if we take any two integer numbers, okay, if we take any two integer numbers, let's suppose -2 plus 3, then even we get the integer number as an answer. Okay, so in addition it is written yes. That means this property is applied for the addition process. That means if you take two integer number and use the addition process, then you also get the answer as a always integer numbers. Okay, Same thing applied for the subtraction even. If you subtract two integer numbers, okay, you always get answer as a integer number. Okay, let's suppose 5 minus 2. These are the two integer numbers. Okay, 5 minus 2 is 3. So your answer 3, it is also one integer number. So here subtraction is also under the closure property. So here yes. Okay, it means that in subtraction, if you take two integer numbers, you always get answer as a integer number. Okay, if you take here 5 minus 7, then your answer is minus 2, but minus 2 it is also integer number. Okay, so if you take two integer numbers for the subtraction process, you will get the answer always as a positive integer numbers. Okay, same thing applied for the multiplication even. If you multiply two integer numbers, always you get answer as a integer number. Okay, let's suppose 13 multiply 7, 91. Okay, these two are the integer number, your answer is also integer number. So you can say that multiplication is close under the integer numbers. Okay, so in multiplication we can apply the closure property. Okay, if you take a negative number even, minus 3 multiply minus 7, so minus minus plus 7 3 is a 21, you also get the answer as a integer number. Okay, if you take two integer numbers for the addition, subtraction or multiplication, always you get answer as a integer number. That's why here yes is written. Okay, but this property is not applied for the division. Okay, if you divide two integer number, let's suppose 4 divided by 2, you get answer as a 2, right? These two are the integer numbers, your answer is also integer number. But if numbers are like this, 2 by 3, okay, 2 divided by 3, then you will not get the answer as a integer number. This is one fraction, right? And fraction, it means this is the decimal number. Okay, so this is not a integer number. Okay, so in division this property is not applied. Okay, sometimes we get integer number, but always we do not get the integer number as the answer. That's why it is written here in division, not always true. Okay, this property is not applied for the division for all the numbers. Sometimes we get the integer number, but sometimes we do not get answer as an integer number. That's why this property is not applied for the division. Okay, here in short I written here integer plus minus or multiply. Okay, you can use the addition process, subtraction process, otherwise multiplication process. If you take two integer numbers, you get answer as a integer number. Okay, but for the division, integer divided by integer, sometimes integer, otherwise not integer. Okay, so closure property, it is applied for the addition, subtraction and multiplication, but not applied for the division. Okay, then next property is a commutative property. Okay, now commutative property means what? It is related with the order. Okay, it is related with the order. That means if we use the addition process, then 3 plus 2 is equals to 2 plus 3. Okay, if we change the order, then even we get the same answer, 5 5, right? If we add 3 plus 2, otherwise 2 plus 3, in both the case we get the same answer. Okay, so commutative property is applied here, so we can use the commutative property here. Okay, so commutative property is related with the order. That means if we use any arithmetic operation and if we change the order, then even we get the same answer. So we can say that commutative property is applied. Okay, here for the addition, if we take any two number, right, any two number, that means 7 plus 9, it is 16. But if we do the process 9 plus 7, then even we can get the same answer. Okay, for the addition we can change the order. Okay, so this property is applied for the addition process. Okay, so here for addition, this property is yes. That means a plus b is equals to b plus a. you can change the order. Okay, so in integer number, if you can change the order for the addition, you will get the same answer. Okay, you can change the order of the number. Okay, if you take to negative number even, minus 2 plus minus 3, you will get the answer minus 5. If you take a minus 3 plus minus 2, then even you will get the answer minus 5. These things I already in the these things I will explain you in the exercise. Okay, how we can get this answer minus 5. Okay, we will learn in deep in the exercises. Okay, then for the subtraction, this property is not applied for the subtraction. Okay, because in subtraction we cannot change the order. Okay, we cannot change the order of the term. That means 3 minus 2, we know that 1, but 2 minus 3, it is minus 1. So these two answers are not same, right? These two answers are not same. So we can say that in subtraction, commutative property cannot be applied. Okay, if we change the order, we get the same number, but we get different sign. Okay, that's why we are saying that for the subtraction, we cannot use the commutative property for the integer numbers. Okay, if you take one another example, minus 2, okay, minus 3, then you will get the answer minus 5. Okay, but if you subtract 3 minus minus 2, so this minus minus become plus 3 plus 2, it is plus 5. So here plus 5 and minus 5 are not same. Okay, plus 5 and minus 5 are not same. So we can say that for subtraction, we cannot use the property, we cannot use the commutative property. Okay, then for the multiplication, yes, for the multiplication we can use this property. Okay, for multiplication we can use this property. That means in multiplication we can change the order of the number. Okay, in multiplication we can change the order of the number. That means 7 3s are 21 and 3 7s it is also 21. If we take any two integer numbers for the multiplication, and if you change the order, then even you will get the same answer. Okay, so that's why we can say that commutative property is applied for multiplication of integer numbers. Okay, if you take minus 3 multiply minus 8, okay, you will get the answer 24. If you take minus 8 multiply minus 3, then even you will get the same answer 24, right? So these two answers are same. So you can say that multiplication is close under commutative property. Okay, then at last division. Now for the division we cannot apply this property. Okay, for division we cannot apply this property, because if we divide here 4 divided by 2, so 2 2s are 4, our answer is 2. Now change the order. If we do the process 2 by 4, then again 2 2s are 4, but here we will get the answer 1 by 2. Okay, in numerator nothing is present, so 1, and denominator 2, so 1 by 2. So in first case we get the answer 2, and here we get 1 by 2. These two answers are not same. Okay, so we can say that we cannot use this property. Okay, again I am telling you, 4 by 2 it's a 2, 2 by 4 it's a 1 by 2. Okay, so we cannot use this property here. Okay, we do not get the same answer, we want same answer. Here we get the different answer. So commutative property is not applied for the division. Okay, so alternately in addition and multiplication we can use the commutative property for integer numbers, but in subtraction and division we cannot use this property. Okay, for addition and subtraction we can use this property, but for subtraction and division we cannot use this property. Okay, then next is associative property. Now commutative property is used for two numbers, and associative property is used for three numbers. Okay, both are similar, but commutative property is used for two numbers, associative property is used for 3 numbers. That means in commutative property, we check only 2 numbers, right? 2 plus 3 and 3 plus 2 both have answer 5. This is commutative property. But if we check 3 numbers, then 5 plus 2 plus 7. Okay. So for 3 numbers, we can use the associative property. Now in associative property, what is the exact thing? Here even 5 plus 2 plus 7, but we give bracket here 5 plus 2 and here we give bracket to 2 plus 7. Okay. Now bracket means first of all we need to solve the bracket. Okay. After that we can simplify it further. Okay. Here we give bracket to 5 plus 2 and here we are providing bracket to 2 plus 7. So here first of all solve this 5 plus 2. So 5 plus 2 is 7. Okay. 7 plus 7 14. Here in second case, first of all 5 as it is, first of all we need to solve this bracket. Okay, 7 plus 2 9. Now 9 plus 5 14. So we get the same answer. So we can say that associative property is applied for the addition process. Okay, so associative property is used for 3 numbers, that means for the group. Okay, if we can change the order of 3 numbers, otherwise more than 3 numbers, then we can use the associative property. Okay, so here it is written a plus b plus c is equals to a plus b plus c. Here bracket is provided to b plus c. Here bracket is provided to a plus b. Okay, so for addition, if you take any 3 number and you can solve it any order, you will get the same answer. That's why associative property is applied for the addition process. Okay. If you take a negative number minus 2 plus 1 plus minus 3, then even you will get the same answer. First of all solve this. So minus 2, here 1 plus minus 3, you will get the answer minus 2, and finally you will get minus 4. These things I explain in the exercises. Okay, these things I will exercise in these things I will explain in exercise. Okay, then just consider minus 2 plus 1 plus minus 3. Now give the bracket here. Okay, minus 2 plus 1. So 2 minus 1 1. We need to give big number sign, so minus 1. Here we have plus minus minus 3. Okay, so minus 3 minus 1, it is minus 4. So we will get the same answer for the addition. Okay, so in addition, commutative property is applied. But if subtraction process is there, then our answer is no. We cannot apply the associative property for subtraction. Okay, if you solve 3 minus 2 minus 1, okay, then if you give here a bracket 3 minus 2, then 3 minus 2 is 1, 1 minus 1 0. Now if you give the bracket here, then 3 minus, now 2 minus 1 1 and 3 minus 1 2. So we do not get the same answer, right? Here we get 0, here we get 2. Okay, so answer is not same. That's why for this subtraction we cannot use this property. Okay, that's why here a minus b minus c, here even a minus b minus c, here bracket is provided to b minus c, here bracket is provided to a minus b, but we cannot use this property. That's why here not equal to. Okay, these two things are not equal, so this is called not equal to. Okay, here it is called is equals to, here not is equals to. Okay, not equal to. Then same thing for the multiplication. In multiplication we can use this property. So here answer is yes. You can multiply any 3 number in any order. Okay, and take here 3 multiply 2 multiply 7, give the bracket here. Now first of all solve the bracket. 7 to the 14 into 3. Okay, so 42. Here 3 to the 6 into 7, so 7 6 the 42. So in both the case you will get the same answer. Okay, so you can multiply 3 number in any order. Okay, you will get the same answer. So we can use this property for the multiplication. That's why here yes. Okay, then for the division. Now for division, just consider 16 minus divided by 4 divided by 2. Okay, and here even 16 divided by 4 divided by 2. Okay, now here first of all solve this bracket. So 16 divided by 4, it is 4, and then this divide 2, so 4 divide 2, 2. Okay, now here we have 16 divide 4 divide 2, it's a 2, and 16 divide 2, it's a 8. So here we get 2, here we get 8, so we do not get equal answer, right? Here we do not get the same answer, so this property we cannot use here. Okay, in this case we do not get the equal answer, that's why here not equals to, right? Here we can put the sign of not equals to. So here a divide b divide c is not equals to a divide b divide c, here bracket is given, and in second case a divided by b, here bracket is given. Okay, so alternately commutative and associative, both the property we can use for the addition and multiplication, but we cannot use it for the subtraction and division process. Okay, we can use associative and commutative, both the property for the addition and multiplication, we cannot use it for the subtraction and division. Okay, then additive identity. Additive identity means what? It is the number, if we add to any number, we will get the same answer. That means here it is written a plus 0 is equals to a. If any number, if we add 0, then we will get the same answer. Okay, in any number, if we add 0, then we get the same answer. Okay, so this is called additive identity. Identity means the same, idle. Okay, so additive identity, it is a 0. 0 is called additive identity. Okay, 0 is called additive identity because in any number, if you add 0, then you will get the same answer. Your question is 25, your answer is also 25. Okay, this 0 does not affect the question. Okay, this 0 does not put any effect to the question, we will get the same answer. That's why it is called additive identity. Identity means same answer. Okay, whatever questions we have, we get the same answer if we add 0 to the any number. Okay, same thing for the subtraction even. If you subtract 0 from any number, you will get the same answer, a. Okay, so you can subtract, otherwise add 0 to the any number, we will get the same answer whatever questions we have. That's why it is called additive identity. Okay, it is the identity for addition process. Okay, then multiplication by 0. If you multiply any number with 0, you always get answer as a 0. Okay, if you multiply 0 with any number, either it is a positive, negative, whatever it is, but we get the answer 0. Okay, that means if in multiplication one number is 0, then your answer is always 0. Okay, you do not need to do any process, directly you can write 0 here. Okay, that's why it is written here a multiply 0, otherwise 0 multiply a, both have answer 0. Okay, that means your first number, otherwise second number, whatever the question you have, but if any number, any one number is 0, then you will get the answer as a 0 in the multiplication. Okay, 0 is a additive identity. Okay, but for the multiplication, if we use it, then we always get the answer 0. Okay, now multiplicative identity. Multiplicative identity means what? Multiplication with such a that type of number, so that we will get the same answer. Okay, for if we multiply 1 with any number, we get the same answer. Okay, multiplication with 1 does not affect the question, so whatever question we have, we get the answer as a, we get the same answer here. Okay, so we can multiply 1 with any number, we will get the same answer. So in multiplication, 1 does not affect the question. That's why it is called multiplicative identity. Okay, again identity means same answer. Okay, now here we have question A, and we also have answer as a. Multiplication with 1, it does not affect the question. Okay, any number you have minus 275, Okay, you multiply with 1, you will get the same answer. That's why this 1 is called multiplicative identity for the integer numbers, for all the numbers. Okay, 1 is called multiplicative identity. So here it is written a multiply 1, otherwise 1 multiply a, you will get the answer as a. Okay, and for the division even, if you divide a with 1, then you will get the same answer. That means in division even, if your denominator is 1, okay, you will get the same answer whatever equation you have. So we do not need to do divide with 1, we get the same answer. Okay, so 0 is the additive identity and 1 is multiplicative identity. Okay, now next part we will see in our next video. Okay, if you have any doubt in this video, okay, if you have any doubt in this theory part, then you can write in the comment section. I will give you the answer. Okay, thank you.